I'm trying to platinum every game I love, from GTA to Need for Speed. The list goes on. The next game up is SIFU is a 2022 beat-em-up game developed and published by Slow Clap, following a son trying to get revenge for the death of his father. "43 trophies including the platinum, 3 out of 10 difficulty, 2 playthroughs, which is a lie, and 15 hours estimated time." This game was recommended by Reto Pick 3988, and if you want to get a game recommended, just let me know down in the comment what do you want to see. So down in the comments, make sure you stay to the end to help me pick the next game with platinum. Start the game off 8 years ago in a little tutorial mission. This mission gives us an introduction of the buttons and what we're really doing in the story. After getting to the end, we get against our old master, turns out to be SIFU. After defeating him, we find out we're the kid in the cabinet who has just witnessed a dad be killed. After picking the boy option, we finally got a first trophy after completing the tutorial mission, which leads us to the next cutscene. Turns out Yang, who we were playing, has us killed. Only though we're not dead, due to this little handy trinket. The final cutscene, we're watching our dad be dead on the floor. It cuts to modern day. We're now a 20-year-old man. That's where the real game starts. We'll land in this area, which is a base instead of a wee menu. It's quite nice. We can launch our missions and see our progress. Our first mission is the squats. There's 5 missions altogether, 5 bosses. We jumped straight into the first mission, where throughout this first playthrough we were going for a prodigy child to beat the game under 25 years old. This game really surprised me with its cutscenes and how beautiful it really is. For example, what you're seeing on the screen turns to do 2D. It doesn't mean I was any better at the game, but turning like that, as you see with the first death. With the first death, gives me a chance to tell you, every time we die, we end up losing an age. But this is going to be a little handy compartment. We can recover 5 years every time we see this statue, which also gets us another trophy for picking that option. While I was going through the mission, we also came across the Rumble in the Hangar trophy, which of course we never got. But we did get the Lightning Hands trophy for getting 3 takedowns in 12 seconds. After this, we buy our first skill and we get the Life is Your Teacher trophy, bringing us to the first boss, the man who actually cut us with a machete. He's looking worse to wear. This first boss fight is actually the simplest one, but of course, when you first start the game, you don't know that. We're also going for the beat any boss without dying trophy, which of course, we never got. But after the second stage, we finally get him. We get payback for 8 years, which means the first boss is down and we get a 5th trophy. Next mission up is a club, where we go for the next boss, which is Sean. Again, another beautiful mission. Game's graphics is really good. A lot more enemies in this. doesn't feel as much a tutorial anymore, which means it's going to be quite hard not to die as much. However, we beat the mission, nothing to mention, fight through the club, and we get to the final boss.
I recognize that uniform.
Which is shot.
It represents a school for the weak and the feeble.
This boss fight was definitely much harder, we died a little bit more. However, after the final stage again, finally get him and kill him with his own weapon, getting us our next trophy, the Hateful Pole Fighter. The next mission up is the museum. Again, starting off, walking straight into the museum, as you do when you're looking for revenge, met straight with enemies.
It was foolish of you to come here.
Of course, need to mention, we're going through the missions, going for collectibles. Of course, we're not going to get them all on this playthrough. Fighting throughout the museum, loads of enemies. Really nice looking level again. They've done a really good job of that. After fighting through them, we permanently unlock our first skill, getting us a trophy. After that, we finally get 10,000 level score, gets us another trophy.
Our consciousness is merely the
And right before the boss battle, with the 10,000 score, we pick the highest amount, which is a parry impact. We get another trophy for that. Leading us on to the boss battle. For some reason, it's snowing in this museum. Maybe it's on the roof, I don't know, but definitely doesn't look like a museum anymore to me.
I do not want to fight you.
This boss battle wasn't actually as bad. Kinda similar to the second one. Only died twice. After that, get through the second area. Finally got a takedown on her and kill her with her own weapon. That's 3 down, 2 to go. Completing that mission, we got another trophy, a lady's blood in the snow. The next mission is the tower. This mission wasn't very as appealing as the rest, of course. It also has the worst boss battle. We come face to face right at the start. Turns out she's got some sort of magic power when she rings a bell. We do get a trophy for throwing a certain amount of things at enemies. This mission was really just going through some offices and some caves, but there was a cool little bit falling down the elevator shaft, top of the elevator, bringing us to the caves. Whilst in the caves, we ended up taking a shortcut. I'll tell you it's on purpose, definitely wasn't, but we ended up getting a trophy for it. Didn't know it was a thing. Bringing us to the boss battle.
For whom dost thou toil? You want revenge, and to restore that which once was. But that suffering, it was for something.
This was definitely the worst boss battle out of them all, but she does this same move, and could I dodge it? No, I couldn't. I died a lot of times, however, ended up pausing it to take a break and forgot to record. So here's proof of beating her and getting the trophy. So apologies for that, but you will see it again. After that, we move on to the last one, the Sanctuary. Again, a P1 mission. Game does that very well. This looks awfully familiar to our base. We'll have to run through ton of enemies. That really matters what age we are when we die. Because at the end of this will reveal if we get a Prodigy Child trophy. After running through the mission, we get the earliest or youngest option for the statue and get another trophy, which brings us to the boss battle with Yang.
Time has passed since the days I joined you. We were family. You want revenge, brother? Show me.
I wouldn't say this is the hardest boss battle. Definitely not as hard as the one before, but we still died too much to make it scary. After the first stage down, we move on to the second stage. It seemed awfully familiar to the intro.
In the end, you're still that same child, helpless. Like the night I killed your father. You're here, in front of me, only because of this man. But what if I take it from you? Will you fear death once again?
You sound
After dying a few more times, we're very cutting it close at age 25, so we had to kill him in this life, or we'd have to play through the game again. Tell you, I was sweating buckets here. This is a correct image of what I was like. But we finally see that takedown. Bringing us to Yang's final moments. After the mission loads, we get 3 trophies. Furious Fists for killing Yang. Scaleless for beating the game under 50. And the Prodigy Child for beating it at 25-year-old or less. We're going to get all the miscellaneous trophies now. We're starting off with Rumble in the hangar, the one that we missed before. We'll have to kill all the enemies in the hangar in 12 seconds. Next up is collecting all the collectibles in the first mission. We got a trophy for that. Next up is for killing a boss without dying. The first one, because that's the easiest. After that, we got another trophy for throwing enemies about. We've just got to keep doing it until the trophy pops. After that, it's climbing over ledges. Exact same thing, we've got to keep doing it until it pops. Next up in the club, in the pit, we have to kill the big guy first before we go for anyone else. This is a trophy. After that, we spare one of the bosses. We'll have to do this to all of them, including the last one. However, the last one, we need to do them in order. I didn't know this, ended up wasting a lot of time, but we'll need to do this again. But we get a trophy here for sparing them for the first time. This is Sean. Do the exact same with the first boss, spare his life, get another trophy. After that, in the museum, collecting the collectibles, we come across this strange mask, get a trophy, which gives us an extra focus move. After that, we spare the boss, get a trophy for that one. Next up is collecting all the club's collectibles. After getting the last one, the trophy pops. Then we go to the tower and get all the collectibles there. Doing all the collectibles, spare this boss's life and get the trophy for that as well. After that, we'll go back to the museum, chuck off an enemy from the top floor into the fountain. After that, we get the last few collectibles in the museum. Next trophy is the exact same as what we've just done in the museum, chuck the enemy over the ledge. And after that, we use all our focus moves possible in the game to get a trophy. I didn't pop, I don't know why. But here's proof. After that, we use photo mode for the first time. I don't know how we never managed to do this in the first playthrough. Next up, we have to use an enemy and throw them down the stairs at enemies, hit 3 enemies at once. After that, we kill an enemy with 1 strike with a machete to get a trophy. We have to use some modifiers here to get 20,000 score on 1 level. Don't know how that's even possible normally, but we get a trophy. After that, it's probably the easiest trophy. All we need to do is stand still, get to the oldest age we can, getting us an old child trophy. After a lot of deaths, that's why it's sped up to 100. We die for the last time at age 70 and get a trophy, old child. Next trophy is probably one of the worst trophies I've seen in quite a while, where we have to use every takedown in the game, but it gives you no register of what you've done and what you're missing, so you have to guess. After a wee while, we missed it, but we do get the trophy. After that, we finally go and spare the last boss. Deciding not to kill him, not to revenge your dad. And after a long cutscene, we get the one that we're missing for the talisman and get a final 2 trophies. Healing memory. Legendary talisman of Wuxin. Leading us to getting us a platinum trophy. I hope you enjoyed watching this. The game really surprised me. It's not a game that I would usually go for. Obviously I want to thank yous for the recommendation. Please do let me know if you enjoyed it down in the comments. I do also need to know what game you want to see next. You've got a choice of 3 games. First one is Ghost Recon Wildlands, Mafia Definitive Edition, or Saints Row the Third. Let me know down in the comments what you would like to see. Thank you very much for watching.